Day 5, we're here. Okay, so we're going to look at Skandasana, which is like a side lunge, and we're also going to look at a lateral lunge, so kind of the same thing, but a lateral lunge for our exercise. So our power move today is our side lunge, our lateral lunge, and our yoga pose is Skandasana. So I like to, again, utilize this because we want to make sure that we're, creating programs or working on programs that are really well-rounded. So when I'm working with my clients, I like to make sure that we're hitting all parts of the body. We're not ignoring anything. So in our warm-up, coming into a nice wide-legged position here, either the toes, the feet parallel and the toes facing forward, or the big toes can kind of creep in a little bit. Then I just like to kind of stay here for a little bit, maybe take a few breaths. We're thinking about lengthening through the back of the legs at this point. I'm also paying attention to drawing the shoulders back behind or down and away from my ears. You can even use a couple of blocks here, because if it feels inaccessible, then there's always some props that you can use. Okay? Now turn your toes out, or let's turn the right toes out first. You can take your block, take a nice deep bend. So just like we did, I think it was day 1 when we looked at our squat and opening out through the inner thighs. I want you to come up to the ball of the right foot, walk your blocks over towards the right side. You're going to ease down, you're going to shift your weight into that right side leg, and you're going to just lift the left toes up. So you can hang out here with your blocks, or maybe the hands down on the floor is also fine. And a nice little variation I like to take is walking my hands towards the direction of the long leg. So now I'm feeling a little bit more in those inner hamstrings and those adductors. Taking a few breaths. Walk it back, maybe using your hands to press, or like I said, maybe using the stability of the blocks. Maybe you need the height of the blocks to press you up. If your mobility is okay, sometimes you can get up just on your own. You can just press right on up, okay? So if your hip mobility is intact. But that's something that you can work on. I've seen great progression with myself in doing this myself, and now having the ability to now get up without any use of anything. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay, so shift now and turn the left toes out, come up onto the ball of the left foot, maybe take your blocks with you, shift and lift the right toes, sinking back down through the bum. And again, either blocks or hands down. And then, like I said, I like to take that walk towards the long leg. And if this is all inaccessible, then you can just take your block, like I said, take a walk over and just go to the height that feels right for you. Maybe you're using a table in front of you and you're just walking your hands across the table, but you're making sure to turn your toes out and the knees out into the direction of the toes. And we all start somewhere. So if that's the place where you begin, then great. Then start. You may be way up here on a table. That's fine. Turn your toes out and find the support. Whatever you need to do. But as long as there's some consistency and working towards that every day, you'll find that new opening. Let's look at your lateral lunge. So again, with your lateral lunge, you can either do it without any weight, just using your body weight, or you can take a dumbbell that you can either hold in front of you. You can hold the two ends. Like I said, you know me, I love the kettlebell, so I'm going to use that for the demo today. But let's start off with just our body weight. So if I'm going to go onto my right side, I'm going to do that same hinging that we've talked about in our deadlift and also in the squat. So pushing back, pushing my hips back as I bend. So I'm not pushing the hips down and pushing the knees forward. I'm sending the hips back first and still keeping a nice lift in the chest. So if it's right side, okay, I'm feeling a little bit of pressing through the outer part of my back foot or the long leg. And again, I'm turning that inner thigh out so that the knee travels towards the toes. I'm going to hold my counterbalance up here with my hands, and I'm just going to send my hips back. There we go. Lots of weight into the heel. Breathe out, come on up. You can stay with one side, which I probably recommend, especially if this is something that's new for you, rather than going back and forth and feeling like you have to reset all the time. So stay with just that single side first. Come on up, nice big squeeze, breath out. Breath in on the setup, and breath out. If you're holding your weight, because you've started to now feel more comfortable with that exercise, then you can find your weight, like I said, your dumbbell or your kettlebell, and same thing applies. Let's go to the left side this time. So I'm going to send the hips back, still keeping the chest lifted. Breathe out. Lots of weight into that heel on my left foot, pressing through. Killer. Hope you enjoyed that.